Inside the barn. There, I'm in the picture, so you saw me. I'll get down to what's important. Alright, this is one of the controllers that I like. It's not great. I don't like any of them really all that well. They all seem to either lack something or gain something, and it's just a big trade-off of features. A sea of choices you have to swim through so you can make a choice. When you look at all of them, you go, oh, I can't make a choice. Somebody got to hire somebody to make a choice for me. Well, here, I'll make a choice for you right now. This unit's really easy, and it's pretty good for a poor man's system. It's got a lot for the money. It ain't the best, but it's currently one of the ones I like and sell and support. I want to talk about this one for a minute. It's called Make Sky Blue. Version 119. This thing's got a lot of bugs. It ain't all that great. Most of the bugs are with the software. The hardware portion of it's pretty good. I don't got a lot of complaints with that. I'm going to open this up and show you the insides, probably like on the next video, because there is some stuff in there that I don't like that well that I am going to be making some mods to and improving. So here's the wires coming in from the panels outside that you saw. Here's a couple wires running down to the battery. It's an AGM, it's brand new. It's going to a 1000-watt inverter, and then up here to this 14-watt LED shop light is what I'm using for my stress test. And when I turn the inverter and the light on and I look at the reading here, it is using just a little more than 14 watts like the light is registered for. So the rest of it's getting probably burned up by transistors and heat creating parts in the inverter. So anyways, this is the physical unit. This is how simple the setup is. You just got two setups here: PV plus in, PV minus in, battery plus in, battery minus in. Pretty simple stuff. As you notice, I've mismatched my color codes through this whole thing intentionally to show you how simple it is. You don't need to have good color codes. You just have to have correct gauges of wire that don't have nicks in them and things like that. You can even use used wire. It doesn't have to be brand new. This wire here was job site leftovers. So I didn't really have to pay any for this, but wire is expensive and it's hard to find used. Good luck with that. It's one of the more expensive things too. Getting around the rails ain't so bad, but the wire issue I had. If you want to get wires, I think what we do is we get a bag of meth and we go down to the homeless camp and make a trade. Then we can get all the copper wire we want. Other than that, I'm not sure how to get used copper wire. So get the best deal you can on wire where you can find it. So this has been running since 9 o'clock this morning, and the battery's obviously getting charged today. So this thing ain't going to be going dead until tonight sometime, if at all. Hopefully, I think the wattage is low enough here. Just kind of generalizing the numbers in my head, this should be able to go all night and still have some extra. So we'll see how the light plays out, how it all works. But yep, you don't got to have fancy stuff to have solar power. Get a decent battery though. The size of your battery is everything. The bigger your battery, the more stuff you can run, the longer you can run. The battery is the power source. The solar panels are just a charger. And so your battery is the heart of everything. It all starts with the battery. It's the most damn expensive part too, and probably requires the most maintenance. But solar panels are like batteries. You got to watch them. If you get heaters, you got to replace them. Other than that, if you got an inverter like this, this is a cheapie. It's modified sine wave, which I don't recommend for computers or laptops, sensitive electronics, but for motors, drill guns, you know, spinning devices that take high amperage, this kind of stuff is just fine. And the Harbor Freight ones are pretty good too for that sort of thing. I don't really recommend them for your computer use, but they're not even horrible for that as long as you keep your, as long as you have good batteries and you're just not like running a big stereo with a big thumper bass or something, you're not going to have problems with modified sine wave even on your computers. I mean, I've run that on mine. I'm not having any problems with that. I have had a little problems running generators on some of my stuff, but not the modified sine wave inverters. And I think the reason why is because they're getting clean power. It's just coming from a battery. There's no generator. There's no electrical field that can be affected and picked up on or influenced like a magnetic field of a generator. So the battery's a much cleaner power. You can get by without a full true sine wave inverter and be fine on most of your stuff. But once again, I don't really recommend that. Get a good one for your good stuff. They're not that expensive anymore. Stuff's gotten cheap. Now I'm running on a 12-volt battery here, but really I should have 4 batteries. This should be kicked up to 48 volts. That was kicked up to 48 volts. The numbers here on the wattage rating would go way up. When you're looking at your used solar panels or even your new ones, they put them under an intense light and they give it a burn test to see what it's rated at. Then after that they put it into a real world test to see what that rating is. And typically there's a 23% loss between the flash lamp test in front of the panel versus lighting in an area that's changing in spectrum, wind blowing over the panels, changing temperature and all that sort of thing. Panels are affected by heat. As they heat up, they get resistive, they quit outputting. Batteries are the same way. You want to keep heat down. If you want to keep heat down, you keep your volts up so your amps are down. So I'm running on 12 volts right now, but when I reconfigure this, I'll go back up top. When this goes to 48, I can start seriesing the panels together in the series, and I'll get better output because I'll have one panel feeding energy into another panel, so therefore the next panel doesn't take as much photosynthesis to fully activate to get the current up to where it's actually dumping something in the system on a gray light day with a low light. The more you can series your panels, the better off you are when you're getting close to evening time in gray light. You'll extend your time better. So always get your voltage up as much as you can. This is the Make Sky Blue V119 with Wi-Fi. Now they make this V19 without Wi-Fi, so make sure you get it's V8118, I guess is the same one. Make sure you get the right one if you want the Wi-Fi. In the next video I'm going to show you how the Wi-Fi works, and I'm going to show you some of the bugs and problems with that so you can understand how to make that software work and not have problems. That's all for now.